Hi, good morning. It's been a while, right? Uh, I I have not made a video in a while, and there have been a couple of contributing factors to that. Contributing factors. Um, One is that I got into this wonderful habit of making videos when I would take a walk, but it's way too hot to take a walk. And when I do take a walk in a different environment, I don't always feel like it would be private enough, if that makes sense, since this is so public, or I'm just not appropriate in the way I look, um, which is stupid. Anyway, also, I did allow myself to let go of some of my habits, and I ended up kind of spiraling downward in many areas of my life. So one of the things that I was doing was I gave into a temptation once. And then that led to, well, I may as well, and I may as well. And so I stopped exercising my self-control without even realizing it. Here I am thinking I'm still on a diet, and yet the choices I was making were not so healthy. I had to get back to self-control now. I'm building back up. I'm getting back there. So pretty much last week, I pretty much just had to start completely over. Another thing that ended up happening is that my space became it started off just being cluttered and messy and messier and messier. And with that, I ended up not having my daily quiet time. I wasn't having my dedicated prayer time. I had my usual prayer, but not a time where it was simply me and the Lord, just me concentrating on Him, and then me reading. And I misplaced my gratitude journal. And so I was not keeping that. So also in this past week, I cleaned my room, which resulted in me having a pretty bad current back injury. And I went back to praying and quiet time and remembering an attitude of gratitude, and just really, as I stated before, trying to get back to what I was doing before, to get back on track, exercising that self-control. And man, once you let that discipline go, it's a little bit harder to get it back. So I am working on that, and I'm trying, and so I'm doing that, and I'm back, and I hope to be sharing more videos with you regularly and having some progress. Let's see what else. I changed. I think I told you I was taking a thyroid, a beef thyroid. Well, when I was reading the ingredients on it, it basically said bovine neck tissue. It didn't necessarily say thyroid. And of course, I know that's where the thyroid is. And I'm sure that it was getting some thyroid, but I'd switched to a brand that the ingredient is actually thyroid, beef thyroid or bovine thyroid. I don't remember. Anyway, so I changed that brand just to see, I'm sorry, you're not going to want to watch that. I dropped the phone. So to see if that makes a difference for me. I changed my vitamins to a bariatric vitamin, because those are going to absorb better. And I have, I can't remember the year off the top of my head. I'm thinking 2002. I can remember in October of 2002, 23 years ago, I had bariatric surgery. I lost a ton of weight. And in fact, I became super skinny. I was very ill. I couldn't eat for 12 years. I very much could not eat, and it got worse and worse. And finally, someone believed me. I had surgery to see what was going on with that, and it turned out that the doctor had put, not only did he do the bypass, but he also put 2 bands around my stomach. There was no way I was getting food down. And when I did get food down, it just stayed there. And thank God somebody finally believed me, and they took the bands off. Then things happened, and injury after injury had happened to me. And with all of that malnutrition, it took nothing for me to break a bone. Very seriously, nothing. And so I did gain a lot of weight back, and so I am working on getting healthier. Anyway, what else? I don't know. So still working my way out of depression. Been thinking a lot this morning about maybe writing a book about my childhood, because I believe that my childhood is the source of a lot of anger for me, and maybe that would help me. I did forgive the perpetrators, most of them, of the things that happened to me. I realize as I'm speaking that there are some people I didn't forgive. The kids that just were hateful and bullying to me. There are a couple of parents of some of those kids that were as equally not so kind to me. Anyway, yeah, so I'm working my way out of that depression, and I'm working on getting back on track. And I hope to be making more of these, and showing some real progress soon. And so I want you to know that you make your choices every day. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And I'm telling you, I can do this, and I know that you can do this. And I hope that you have just an amazing and beautiful day.